The badge reader blinked red again. The security guard wouldn't meet my eyes. He didn't have to. The glass doors already said everything. Access revoked. My name still hung on the wall behind him, etched into brushed steel like a dare. I could see my reflection in the glass, tie knotted too tight, jaw locked. A man watching his life get sealed behind laminated policy. 4 days. That's how long it took. 4 days after the funeral. 4 days after she kissed my cheek and told me to be patient. 4 days after she sat in her father's chair and learned how quiet power sounds when it breathes. I stood there holding a cardboard box someone else had packed for me and understood that whatever this was, it wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a decision. And it was personal. I used to think marriage was a private language. Looks across rooms, shared silences, the small rituals that make two people feel like a unit. I married her believing we were partners. I worked beside her father believing I was trusted. I played the role perfectly, steady, competent, invisible when necessary. He liked that about me. She didn't. When her father died, suddenly and without warning, the building went quiet in a way that felt wrong. No rumors, no leaks, just a press release and a closed casket. She cried beautifully at the service. I held her hand. I meant it. Grief makes liars of everyone. By Monday, she was CEO. By Thursday, I was unemployed. She didn't explain. HR did. Neutral tone. Corporate condolences. My severance was generous enough to feel insulting. I asked to speak to her. They said she was unavailable. That word followed me home. Unavailable. The signs had been there. I just hadn't wanted to read them. The way she stopped asking my opinion, the late-night calls she took in the guest room. The new confidence she wore like armor, sharp, rehearsed again. She started calling the company mine instead of ours. She changed the locks on her phone. She changed the way she looked at me, like I was something she'd already thrown away. At dinner the night before I was fired, she corrected me in front of the staff. A small thing, surgical. I remember the pause afterward, the silence testing me. I passed. That was my mistake. The proof came quietly. A thin envelope slipped under my office door at home. No return address. Inside, photocopies, old ones, yellowed at the edges. Partnership agreements, trust structures, signatures I recognized instantly. Her father's and mine. I sat on the floor and read them twice, then a third time, slower. The room felt too clean, too still, like a crime scene waiting to be processed. 65% controlling interest. Structured through 3 holding entities, my name nowhere public, everything legal, everything deliberate. He'd planned this. He'd seen something in her, or maybe something in me. My hands didn't shake. My breathing stayed even. Shock has a way of clearing the noise. I understood then why he always spoke to me last, why he insisted I be present for certain calls, why he told me once that loyalty should never be assumed. He trusted me with the silence. She never knew. I confronted her that night. Not with the papers, with the firing. She didn't flinch. Didn't apologize. She told me it was best for the company. She said my presence complicated things. She said I should support her quietly from a distance. I asked her when she decided I was expendable. She smiled. A thin smile. The kind that means the floor is about to drop. You were always temporary, she said. My father just hadn't accepted it yet. That's when something inside me broke cleanly, like glass cut with a diamond. I left without raising my voice. I left without telling her what I knew. I left her the illusion. Illusions are fragile things. Best handled gently until they aren't. I spent the weekend assembling the truth like a weapon. Account by account, email by email. I watched her moves from the inside through channels she didn't know existed. She was rushing, replacing people too fast, promoting loyalty over competence, signing deals her father would have questioned. She thought power was volume. She thought silence meant absence. By Sunday night, I had everything. The bylaws, the emergency provisions, the clause her father insisted on adding just in case. I practiced my breathing. I slept well. Monday morning came easily. The boardroom was full when I walked in. Confusion rippled first, then discomfort, then recognition. She was at the head of the table, mid-sentence, rehearsed confidence cracking at the edges. I took my seat without asking permission. The room waited. I let the silence do the work. "I'm calling this meeting to order," I said calmly, and watched the legal counsel stiffen. "Under Section 4B of the Trust Agreement." She stood. Anger flashed. Fear followed. "You can't be here," she said. "Security won't come," I replied. "They work for the majority shareholder." I slid the documents across the table, watched faces change as pages turned, watched comprehension settle like ash. Her father's voice echoed in my head. "Precision, always." She read fast. She always did. When she finished, she sat down slowly, like gravity had just remembered her. The vote was procedural. The outcome inevitable. She was removed before lunch. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't look at her when the decision was finalized. Revenge isn't loud. It's exact. As the room emptied, she stayed seated, staring at the table like it might explain her. I stood beside her chair. "He trusted you," she said finally. "More than me." "No," I said. "He trusted silence." I left her there. The building feels different now. Lighter, quieter. Mine in a way that doesn't need announcing. I didn't take the CEO title. I appointed someone competent, someone calm. I returned to my work, invisible again by choice. At home, the house is empty. She moved out while I was at the meeting. Took what she thought mattered, left the rest. I walk through the rooms at night and feel nothing sharp anymore, just clean lines, clean endings. Betrayal teaches you what you're capable of when you stop begging for explanations. Some confessions are meant to be heard. Others are meant to be executed. This one is complete.